Hi,
well,
everybody.
hello.
Oh,
No.
man. We're really
Hand me the lights.
man. We're not doing so well.
Oh,
tonight.
man.
Hi, Becky. Hi, Dave. Hi, Steve.
We
Is
were
Steve with you?
we were professional up until a couple minutes ago.
Becky, I heard that Steve had
No.
COVID.
Steve had COVID?
Yeah. He was in the hospital too.
Oh, that's not good. That's not
Right.
good.
That was not good.
That's not good.
Glad he's okay, but he gave a warning to all of us to take
Okay.
care of our health. Wow.
Oh, now
It's like super
Well,
bright.
this is Tom
Look
and
at me,
Heather
Mick.
from Shadowfields, and this is
Hi.
Monday in the studio.
Monday in the studio. We're going to get it to music at some point, right? Maybe with
At
some
some
electric
point.
guitars.
Why do people think their guitars sound like near? I've
What
never
would you
played a
do?
guitar that goes
How-
near.
How about you say what a guitar would sound like? Oh my gosh. Oh no, Becky, you have
Hi,
COVID?
Mike.
Hey, Mike Hamburg.
And then Becky, you've got
Way
COVID. That is
down.
terrible.
So we're going to look that way to Ohio, down there to Nashville, and then that way to Texas.
I think Texas is
This
pretty
is true,
well
though.
south,
I did that.
too.
No, I kind of, it's west.
West.
Yeah,
Yeah.
southwest.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's not
So
bad.
anybody? Oh, you were in the dark room. That's cool. What a great place to play. I hope you had a good time. Well, so what do we got going on tonight? Well, first of all, any new big news from the studio? Please tell us the news, oh wise studio man.
We finished up with the new song "Playing in the Rain," and we have a master of it, and we are going to listen to that master tonight and sign off on it, and then it goes to the next stage. That we have to figure out a cover for it,
And a
and
video and
in
everything.
a video. We'll probably put it out as audio first, and then we'll put out a video later. That way, we got things going.
Absolutely.
And we'll be playing it in May at our show at Hey Nani.
Mm-hmm. And any new gear?
I bought new guitar machine heads for one of my guitars.
No. Nuendo 14.
Oh,
My gosh.
the digital audio workstation that I use is called Nuendo, and they came out with version 14. So I've been spending a few days trying to learn all the new features.
Well, I just want to let you know that every single time there is a new version, like there's new bugs and there's new this and there's new ways to do things. And so you're always learning.
Mhm.
You must be a learner.
Yes, I am.
I'm not a
learner.
learner, but
I
it's
am a
so
learner.
glad that there's always one person in a home, hopefully, that likes technology. At least one does, and then the other one doesn't. In this particular collaborative relationship, I'm so thankful that you're the one that knows how to do all the technology. Anyway, so tonight is the intersection of music and food.
That is wonderful.
Isn't that amazing? We all actually, for
That
the
is
longest
wonderful.
time, and I'm not sure that everybody knows this, but we used to go to barbecues, and we still do when we're on the road as a band. Remember?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
we would go around and everybody would have their own rating on barbecues. Mine were, how many sad songs is it? Oh, it's a 5 sad song.
Mhm.
That would be an excellent place of 5 sad.
I don't know.
songs.
Maybe we've already told this story to you guys. Maybe you
I'm sure
even
that was
told us
5
like
years
what,
ago. What was
mine
yours?
were boots, but I can't wear boots
Boots?
anymore. Yeah,
Okay.
I gotta wear flat shoes. So anyway, yeah. So mine were boots. I'd have to come up with a new one. I'm thinking rings. The new rings. I love.
I don't
love
remember
big
what everybody
rings.
else's were.
No, I don't either. I don't either. But
They-
we each we would rate them, and then we would do these little videos of we were just at this place, and how many boots would you give this place, Heather? How many sad songs?
yeah.
But yeah, all the way down to Texas to see Mike, which I guess it was 9 years ago that we were there in Beaumont.
Wow.
Yeah,
That is amazing that Gary has lasted that long with us.
Gary. Oh, I know. Oh, my
That was his
gosh,
first
yeah.
trip.
Yeah.
And
I don't know. We were gone for 9-10 days, and we basically were told we were never to do that again. So that's why
it was a
yeah, we do
pretty-
smaller tours. Anyway, we judged barbecues all the way down to Texas. Do you remember that?
Right. But we don't really know anything about barbecue, but we have a
know
special
somebody
guest
who does.
Shall we welcome him in?
Yes, and he's usually online.
Please give
welcome.
a welcome to Tony Skiroock.
Oh, look at you got the.
I got the swag.
What does it say?
We will rock you.
And you have some friends there.
Move up as close as you can.
You have some friends on your shirt.
Well, it's 2 pigs because you cook ribs and pork, chicken because you cook chicken, and cow because you cook brisket. So.
And where can people get this gear? Do you have some shirts that you've made?
I've got a little bit.
So if you want a shirt, just tell us and we'll figure it out.
But the theme behind it is, the Bohemian Rhapsody Queen.
It's already connected to music.
Yes.
This is very cool.
We have not gone into what we're drinking tonight. Anybody, what are you drinking? Heather, you have?
Dum-da-dum. It's not pee.
You should.
It just looks so terrible. It looks
drink some of that.
Prove it's not
pee
for you.
Well, prove it. Go ahead. You share.
And Tony and I are partaking in the Elijah Craig.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Anyway, cheers to you.
Thank you.
How can they call it? Says Elijah Craig small batch. How do you call it a small batch when you got it in a bottle that big?
Because it's about the process, not about what they put the process in.
Mm.
Okay. So, Tony, we've got lots of questions for you. But first of all, let's put up a picture of. Do you have that?
Should we put up a picture?
Yeah, just
a starting picture.
Yeah, just the starting picture. So, tell us a little bit about what is this thing that you do? What is this sport that you're involved in?
Food sport, yes.
It's a food sport.
Yes.
I love it.
It's competition barbecue. I compete in the Kansas City Barbecue Society, which is KCBS.
Mm-hmm.
Are there other societies?
There's MBN, which is the Memphis Barbecue Society, and then something in Texas and something in South Carolina.
Wow.
Is there one that's just Chicago or no?
No.
Okay.
No. But KCBS is worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So.
They only do covers here in Chicago. They don't do like creative
barbecue. No creative barbecue.
Just like
have to
probably
be cover barbecue.
You think about it, it's probably chain BBQ around here if there's anything.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So we've got lots of questions. So what inspired you to be in this culinary sport?
Well, as a kid dabbling with eating barbecue, whether it was at the block party pig roast or in Alabama when my aunt brought, pit barbecue home, and I'm like, what's that mean? It's like, eat it. I'm like, oh, can I have some more? Can I have some more? So then I just started dabbling with a gas grill, trying to make ribs, and my neighbor was yelling at me going, you're burning them. And there was a plume of smoke. So I went through a bunch of different smokers, and then I finally settled on something that's kind of like the Big Green Egg, but it's
the Big Green Egg. Describe what a Big Green Egg is.
It's a ceramic cooker. It's made out of refractory. It's like a kiln for barbecuing in.
Okay.
Mine was real cool because it had mosaic tiles all over it. And then, so I was learning how to use that. And then on an online forum, I found a husband and wife that were invited to go to the Jack Daniels invite at the Jack Daniels. And so Steve Post and I went down.
Steve, a connection.
And we, I was the food runner and we were the dishwashers and he was the water gatherer. And but that was where I learned about competition barbecue. And then from then I watched barbecue.
How many years ago was that?
That was 2007.
It's been a while. It's almost been nearly 20 years.
Yeah. But then I didn't start competing until 2016. And that was after watching years and years of Barbecue Pitmaster on cable. And I can do this. I can do this. And
so how do you guys know each other? So you got Steven, Tom, and you what is that? What's that connection?
You can't see you can't even see the logos. Upstaging.
Yeah.
Work.
IT, inventory, motors.
That is really cool.
We all met at work.
Okay. That's cool.
Tony was the only person that from the company when I started working. It was surprising to find out that, he lived only a couple blocks away from me, which
That's
was
really
amazing
cool.
because we worked out in Mundelein, and Mundeleine's an hour away from here. So
did you guys go together to work?
No,
never.
Oh my gosh. All right. So what does the typical competition look like? Like the whole day? I mean, what
Okay.
happens? Give us
Well,
a
it can
rundown.
be, at minimum, they want to see 25 teams show up because that qualifies it for a Jack Daniels comp, which is like Jack Daniels is like the World Series of barbecue.
Okay.
Well, there's 2 World Series. It's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And so people who are retired can
Mm-hmm.
can usually show up on Thursday, and they set up
Okay.
and they just visit and drink and
Okay.
stuff. And then Friday is in the morning, you get your meat inspected to make sure that it hasn't been enhanced or
Mm-hmm.
injected or marinated.
What would be wrong with any of those things?
Then you're cheating because you're starting the process before they get a chance to look at it.
You can do all that stuff to it, but not before the start of the comp?
It just has to be raw meat. Nothing.
No like saline
Okay.
solution injected
Yeah,
in
nothing.
it or
Yeah.
things like
What
that.
about the quality of the meat? Is there a certain level that you can and can't do?
As much as you want to spend on meat, you can. So
And what have you found? Is there a correlation, like bigger wins with more expensive? Or
more expensive is if with brisket, because everybody basically gets Wagyu brisket,
Mhm.
which is
Really good.
really highly
Yeah.
marbled.
I like their spaghetti sauce too.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's ragu.
Oh, that's right. Oh,
Okay.
I
sorry.
know, he's ridiculous.
And
so yes, that's what I said. So
but
we'll
anyway,
get back to
Wagyu
what
is very
the-
expensive.
But get
and-
back to like what's
Yeah.
the competition?
Okay,
look
so
like?
then once the judges check your meat, and then you can then you drop the chicken into a brine for 6 hours. You inject the ribs with chemicals to keep impart flavor
Mhm.
and moisture retention. You inject the pork with more chemicals for flavor and moisture retention. The brisket with chemicals,
Mhm.
and it's all just to make sure that it's maintains some juiciness.
Yeah.
What kind
Yeah.
of chemicals?
Sodium phosphate. And
I don't even know what that is. Is that like dishwashing liquid or something?
It's
or?
salt
phosphate.
and phosphate.
It's in all of your favorite fast foods.
It is. It's in even some of your crackers and your cereal.
Really?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So you inject, then you come back later, after you visited and clean your pits and things like that. And then in the evening, you put your rubs on,
Mm-hmm.
put them on ice, you go to bed. It used to be party, but
Mm-hmm.
now we're all very serious.
Of course.
It's like
yes.
people
Because
are
you're into winning.
people are in bed at 9.
Yes.
And if somebody's up loud, then it's kind of like,
You're not serious.
yeah.
They're kids.
Yeah. So then you get up at 4 a.m. and you put the brisket on at 5, pork on at 6, ribs on at 8, chicken on at 10. And then throughout the cook, you're turning and flipping and
Mm-hmm.
wrapping in foil with extra ingredients like syrup and maple syrup and butter, a lot of butter.
So you mentioned that you actually go to sleep. So you're there on a Thursday. Do you sleep in that?
Yeah,
thing?
I got full down bunk beds.
Oh my gosh. This is serious business.
Yeah.
And is that enclosed back there?
No, it's
Or-
open.
Okay.
But it has a roof on it.
It has a roof, yeah.
Okay.
And then
This is serious business. Yeah.
and then but at noon you turn in chicken, 12:30 is ribs,
Mm-hmm.
1 o'clock is pork, 1:30 is brisket. Sometimes there's a turkey, optional turkey, that would be usually at 2, desserts at 2:30.
So
How difficult is it to time those out? Is that a difficult process?
It's practice and Excel spreadsheets with timelines and stuff. So
this seems to be like this would be like mentally exhausting, isn't it? Like you got to have everything like, and sometimes it's raining. And
it starts.
How do you like prepare for this mentally to go into things like this?
You wake up happy.
I thought I was looking for. Well, I listened to Shadowfield's music.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It hasn't turned into a commercial.
They are on the set list or on the playlist, but no.
So, do you have a favorite Shadowfield song? A couple.
I've
You
got
a couple?
multiple. It depends. Like I
Yeah.
said, whatever mood I'm in.
Well,
But
so you're in a barbecue mood. So, what Shadowfield's music would you listen
far
to?
away.
Far away. I love that. And your favorite is always
When the World Was Young.
Yes.
I Don't Care is a good barbecue song.
Yeah. Okay.
Because a lot of those people are Southerners. So.
They
Yeah.
don't care.
You didn't win. I don't care.
So, how many of these competitions do you do per year?
anywhere from 12 to 16.
Yikes!
Yeah.
And how many miles have you put on? Would you normally put on in a year doing these kinds of things?
I'm afraid to ask.
Really?
Last weekend or 2 weekends ago was here to Lebanon, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
This weekend is St. Robert, Missouri, which is in the middle of Missouri. And 2 weeks after that, it's northern Alabama.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so, and then it's kind of like, oh, Michigan, that's a close one.
Mm-hmm. So is this better with friends? I mean, barbecuing is better, or you actually need to talk about what is it that you are?
Well, it's the leader of the team is usually called the pit master.
The pit master, it's like the key master, right? You're the key master. You're the pit master.
Yeah, the pit master, or the lead cook. But it's I can do the work myself.
Mm-hmm.
It is work, so it is nice to have someone there. Also, it's someone there to run the boxes to the judge, hold this pan while I put this on there,
like a sous chef,
sous chef.
Okay,
do
Tom,
dishes.
Have you ever gone to help out?
I've gone to drink a beer, but I've never and eat.
I went, and it was definitely a different culture completely. If anybody has any questions for Tony, please write them in there, and we'll make sure that he gets to answer them.
So what are we seeing here? What is this?
That's the thing that made me have to buy a new trailer.
So that was your original.
No, that's my next.
Oh yes,
that's going to be my next.
Okay,
so that's
Have you used this yet?
Yeah, I've done a couple of practice cooks on it.
But you haven't used this in a competition.
No. It says it's moved that far out of the garage
because it doesn't fit on your current trailer.
No, it won't fit on my current trailer. So I've got a new trailer. You got the trailer picture?
Yes, I do.
So you're going to have the trailer, and then you're going to have this behind it?
No, it'll go on the porch.
Oh, okay.
So there's my new trailer that's getting built right now. So,
okay, what can you tell us about that?
Well, from the nose, there's real RV bunk beds with like truck sleeper mattresses. And then it doesn't show, there's an air conditioner on the top. And then on the left side, or the driver's side, there will be a fridge, a prep counter. And then on the curb side, or the passenger side, is a wash station. And then there's an 8-foot porch, 8-foot by 8-foot porch to put the smoker on.
So your winnings have helped you purchase this.
Sure. So it's like just it's some investments.
Just like our album sales have helped buy all the microphones.
But I'm interested to know, what are judges looking for in your competition, and especially if you're going all these places. And you know what the judges want, and hopefully you can get in first, second, and third place.
Well, it's called one bite barbecue. Mm-hmm. The judges basically get one bite, and you have to wow them in that one bite.
Right.
And so they're judging you on appearance, taste, and tenderness. Mm-hmm. Appearance, they say it should open the box, and you should look at it and go, I want to eat that.
Sure.
And everything should be uniform in size and not gloppy sauced. It should look nice.
Yeah. Can you show a couple pictures?
Yeah, go to chicken.
Also, if you have questions for the barbecue pitmaster, please put them in the comments, and Heather will read them.
Yeah, and I see Dave. Dave, that's a good question. We'll get to that in a minute.
Do you purchase the meat before you go to a competition, or at the city you're competing in?
Before I leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what are we looking at here?
That's second place chicken in Lebanon. Out of 100 teams,
that was recent.
Out of 100 teams, second place.
He is the pit master, man. He is the pit master.
Where was Colonel Sanders in all this?
Still dead. But you see, they're kind of uniform. They actually still look like they're chicken thighs.
Yeah,
not too gloppy on the sauce.
They look like they're from the same family.
Then there's taste. It should taste amazing. It shouldn't taste outlandish. It shouldn't taste boring. It should be middle of the road.
Right.
It tasted amazing.
Yeah.
What would you consider? What is amazing about it? Is the sauce?
The sauce was a little tangy. The meat still tasted like chicken. It wasn't juiced up with something that didn't make it taste like chicken. When you bit into it, the skin didn't come flopping out like like a leather hanging out of your mouth. There's third place chicken at the Jack Daniels 2 years ago, courtesy of Steve Post. He helped with those.
what this is.
Yeah. So with the jack, you have to do dark and light meat. So that was dark. Thighs were dark and the wings were the white.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
And, as you're going through these, can you tell me, what do you do with the leftovers?
Give them to friends. A lot of times they give you foil pans and they will distribute them to the local shelters.
Oh, nice.
So.
Okay. Can you go to the next one?
There's some ribs from last comp.
Love the ribs.
They didn't do so well. I thought they were great, but judges didn't.
They look good. Now, what is it about ribs? Because I know the kind of ribs I like, but what is it that judges want from like just take a rib? Because when I eat ribs, I want like you bite into it and it all just falls apart.
Yeah, and that's bad. That's overcooked. Mm-hmm. So when you bite in, you should be able to see your teeth marks. Like they should be able, CSI should be able to figure out who you are from that.
They could fit you for dentures from that mold.
But, teeth, you pull away and then you can see the bone and it not all fall apart. So
that was my favorite of the stuff that I had when we were in Wisconsin. That was my favorite.
A lot of layers of flavor in there.
Yeah, absolutely. You get like the first layer and it's amazing. Then it's like, oh my gosh, it's like a fine wine, except it's a fine rib.
or like a fine bourbon.
Exactly. So
go to pork.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh. And then pork is and
you have two different things. You have like some circular things. Yeah. What would that be?
They call that money muscle. Really, it's a tenderloin cut that's in the neck, and there are teams that will just only turn in that. You get judged on what you turn in. So if you think something isn't good, you shouldn't put it in the box. So to the right of it is pulled, and pulled can be dry, it can be stringy, it can be rubbery. So, but sometimes I just don't have enough money muscle, and it looks really bad if you just put 6 pieces of money muscle in. Yeah. So then I will add the pulled, and then I get dinged because it sucked. So
yeah. So one thing that people that are online, if you can let us know, like, if you're going to go to a barbecue, like, what would you rather go to the ribs or chicken, or what would be your want? So, and some people just like pulled pork, that's like their go-to. Some people it's chicken. I like the chicken, but I've not really had anything as delicious as because they'll have to be thighs typically, right?
Well, it can be any cut you want, but breasts are going to be too dry.
Yeah.
And so thighs and legs are what generally go. Yeah. When I go to a barbecue place, I get the brisket, my wife gets the pork, and then we trade.
Got it.
So,
what about you?
I usually like pulled pork.
Yeah.
Or brisket.
Yeah.
That'd be my favorite. I'd like chicken, but I don't like chicken thighs.
No. You like the white meat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
and then last is just brisket, which is
brisket.
Amazing.
Now that scored horribly.
Why?
They didn't like the taste and they didn't like the tenderness, so it was probably a little too overcooked. So it was
it's supposed to be like you're supposed to be able to pick it up without it falling apart.
Yeah, but they're supposed to judge how it feels in their mouth. But you still get guys who are draping it over their finger and tugging on it and stuff. And it's supposed to be mouth tender.
Yeah.
I could have sliced it a little thicker and then maybe that would have helped. But even then, the place that I usually ruin brisket is when I put it in the box and whatever blend of sauce that I put on, they don't like. So
okay. It's going to be a personal taste for them.
Yeah.
Is that always what it is? Like how does it, you got 25 competitors and at least. And one judge is not judging all of them.
No.
So how does that work?
One judge throughout the day will taste 24 different teams. Mm-hmm. And so, and by the time they finish brisket, if they ate everything that was given to them, they would have eaten 2.5 pounds.
God.
So that's why it's one bite.
So.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Okay. So, is there a check pitcher in there somewhere?
Is that? Are we ready to go to that?
Well, yeah, because it's 8:25.
Yeah,
man.
So
the question about
what was the biggest success?
Success and failures. Okay.
Yes.
So the failure would be I was at a comp in Warsaw, Indiana, turned in an amazing brisket, And the worst thing that could ever happen is, and that's when you see the guy in charge of the comp pull up in his little Gator or 4-wheel drive, and he goes, "We got a problem." I'm like, "What?" He says, "Foreign object in the box." So you're not supposed to have anything that isn't meat or garnish in the box.
Or kale.
Yeah, what was in there?
A tiny little sliver of aluminum foil on one little slice. And when I went back and looked at the picture, I went, there it is. But that's a foreign object, could be a marked box, DQ'd.
Yeah.
So then you automatically come in last place.
Oh my God.
And so then
in that particular meat category?
No, for the day. Because you get no
that's
points.
Terrible.
Or you get like 20 points.
Yeah.
And so
And how many years ago was this? Quite a while ago?
Four.
Okay.
Yeah. So then I said, well, hang on. And I made up a slice and I handed it to him. He's like, yeah, that's good. And then the best is when you actually win a comp.
Yeah.
Which,
do we have any pictures of that?
There's one of me winning there.
Okay, let's see.
It's better
with
what is that one?
That one is Murfreesboro last year. That was a group of friends.
Look at that.
It's a glass blown apple.
Yeah.
And so that was one where it was a total surprise because they only announced names out to 10th place. Didn't hear a name for chicken. Didn't hear a name for pork or ribs. Got a 9th in pork and a 10th in brisket. And we're like, tanked. And then as they're announcing, they get down and reserve grand champion, we will rock you. And we're like, what?
Wow.
What happened? So then when we got our score sheets, we saw that everything was perfect scores 180. Everything we did was 175. But other teams had higher scores, but our cumulative was the biggest.
That's great.
Wow.
So with that one, you actually got the biggest apple.
Wow.
Did you get money to go with that?
And you got money.
Yeah.
But like the guy in the blue shirt next to me, he won the American Royal a couple of years ago. He won both days of the Royal. So it's like,
wow. Well, you're up against big name guys.
Yeah.
It's not like you're up against me.
Yeah. And then like then the next picture should be the check picture.
Well, I think when we were in Wisconsin, there's chefs. Like there's people that are actually like they've worked at restaurants.
And that's that guy. He's the executive chef for Uline.
Yeah.
He cooks for 1,400 people a day.
Wow.
So, but yeah, this was in Alabama. It was after I had retired and I didn't care how I looked.
I like your hair. It's very, very 70s.
Yeah, we just kept getting calls after calls. And then suddenly, we're like, could it be? And yeah, we got our first grand championship on that one. So I think that check was like $3,500. I think.
And you did this 2 years in a row.
2 years in a row, which means I'm not going to do it 3 years in a row. So.
What do you mean you're just not even going to go?
Oh, I'm going, but there's just no way. Last year,
but it's not.
Just believe me. You got to talk yourself down.
Oh, okay.
All right. So we're just closing up here right now. It's been great to
Was there any questions from our...
Okay, Dave. I buy all my meat locally and prep it at home. And so then when I get there, all I've got to do is inject and stuff. It would be cool if some comps would actually provide the meat because then everybody would be...
It'd be exactly the same.
On the same playing field.
Yep.
Like South Carolina, the comps provide the meat. And it's just, all you cook is pork and all you cook is ribs. And... you cook for the judges and you cook for the People's Choice. So that's the guy who I bought the trailer from. That's how he cooked.
So what advice would you give to anybody who wants to, say for instance, Dave Narrod would like to start working and putting all of his costumes away. No monkeys, nothing like that. But now he wants to be a competitive, go into competition barbecue.
Watch Pitmasters to get the vibe, and then do a comp or two to see what it's like, and then spend the money and take a class from somebody who wins.
Got it.
It's going to cost you $650 for the class. Yeah, but you get their recipes, their methods, their timelines.
Oh, really? They share actual recipes.
There's an Illinois guy who right now is charging $2,200 for 2 people on the same team to come in his trailer and watch him cook a comp.
Wow.
Yeah.
You should do that. He makes some
how well does he do?
He does really well.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, we only have a minute left, but number one, I know we got to get to the question about, you have some advice for us or some suggestion for the show, for the Myths show. But number one, thanks for everything that you do for Shadow Fields.
Yes.
Tony has gone on huge trips with us, small trips.
He was on the hurricane trip.
He was on a hurricane
yanking the
trip.
trailer.
He and his wife are with us. But thank you for all the pictures that you've taken over the years and just being a great friend to Shadowfields. So I hear that you might have a recommendation for some MITS content, some in the studio content.
It's kind of music geek thing, but it's all voodoo to me, and that is, you will say, all right, this is in double drop D. This is in drop D. I'd love an episode where you just said, all right, Boris with tuning, but this is what it means. This is what it means to be drop D, double drop D. This is what a cabo does.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I think that'd be a good segment.
Okay.
We could double down on that for you.
Bum.
All right. Well, I hope you've enjoyed your time with Tony.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's been great to have you with us. And if any of you else would like to come in and just chat with us about what you know, what you're an expert in, that would be great.
Yes. And this has been Tom and Heather from Shadowfields. It's been Monday in the studio.
Yeah. All right. Have a great night. Everybody, thanks so much for joining us on this musical adventure. Please like, share, subscribe, and please click on that notification bell so you can stay connected to us, which is what we would like to have happen.
And we'll see you next week. Good night.
Bye-bye.
So the like, share.